All right, so buckle up for this deep dive because we
Yeah.
are going full on Black Mirror today, but like the fun kind, maybe.
Catchy tagline.
We're talking about Axon Works and their Cortex Show Bliss models, those high tech,
Those high-tech companions.
yeah, companions. And, I know what you're thinking, but trust me on this. This is a wild ride, and it's about way more than just, it's about the tech, the totally unforeseen stuff that happened because of it, even a little color theory, believe it or not.
Yeah, it's funny you should say Black Mirror because their jump from the Mark 1 to the Mark 2,
Yeah.
that's where things went a little dystopian, unintentionally, of course.
Okay, so the Mark, I was customizable to a point, and then the Mark II went a little overboard.
Overboard is one way to put it. Customization was the selling point for both, but Mark 2 took it to a whole other level. We're talking full-on facial features, body types. People were creating these hyper-realistic, basically digital clones.
And that's where the chaos started, right? I vaguely remember reading something about concerts and rallies having, well, an unexpected turnout thanks to the Mark II.
Oh, yeah. Sold-out concerts. More than half the crowd wasn't even human. People brought their Bliss models. Imagine the logistical nightmare for event organizers. They had no idea what hit them.
Yeah, I can see how that would create absolute havoc.
Yeah.
Did they honestly think no one would notice?
And if that wasn't enough, people were creating fake passports for their Bliss models. Like, seriously, trying to get them on international flights. Talk about a security risk.
Wait, what? Fake passports? Okay, now that's just taking it too far.
It exposed how unprepared everyone was for the Mark II.
Yeah.
Legally, socially, it was a free-for-all. People using their custom models to, like, lie about their social status, leading to some seriously awkward and, frankly, messed up situations.
So basically, Axon Works had a PR nightmare on their hands. What other unexpected side effects came with the Mark II release?
Oh, there was this weird status thing, like I don't know, like a tech-fueled keeping up with the Joneses.
Okay, I kind of get it.
People designing their Bliss models to look like, celebrities, high-profile types. It got to the point where you couldn't trust if you were actually talking to,
A real person. Yeah, no, it's like we talk about deep fakes and misinformation now, but this is next level stuff.
absolutely. And the legal system, forget it. They were so far behind the curve. Like, how do you even define identity theft when you're talking about a synthetic being? It was a total mess.
Wild. Okay, so Axon Works pumps the brakes on the whole hyper-realistic thing for the Mark III. Makes sense, but how do you backpedal from that level of, potential societal meltdown? Do you just make them less...
That's where things get really interesting. They went with subtle cues, design thinking at its finest.
And that's where blue and purple hair comes in, right? Was that like on a whim, or is there a method to this color-coded madness?
Totally method. You see, they couldn't just make the Mark III bland, right? They still had to be aesthetically pleasing, but also, like, obviously not human.
Right, walk that fine line. So why blue? Why purple? Seems like a pretty bold choice.
So for the guys, they actually considered yellow for a hot minute.
Yeah, not exactly the most sought-after hair color, at least not generally.
Turns out there's a reason for that.
Yeah?
Their research showed a lot of women just, weren't into it. So blue, it was different, but not a deal breaker.
Makes sense. And purple for the female models, same logic.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It's rare, naturally, not a huge hit for dye jobs either, so it sets them apart. Plus, no major negative connotations as far as attractiveness goes.
Clever. They dodged a bullet, turned it into a selling point.
Right. Good design solves everything, even in the,
In the world of high-tech companionship, yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
But underneath all that, they're still incredibly sophisticated devices.
Right. We've covered the social side, the design choices, but what about the actual tech? What makes these things tick?
We're talking haptic sensors, for one, like crazy realistic touch. Then you've got the software, super responsive, can be tailored to, personal preferences. And the materials, they feel like, well,
Like skin.
exactly.
Wow. Okay, so Axon Works is really pushing the envelope here. And I'm not just talking about the, how do I put this? The adult toy aspect.
It's deeper than that now.
Yeah.
When you can create this level of realistic companionship, artificially, it raises questions, big ones.
Like what? Give me an example.
Like, what does it mean for us? Is this just about intimacy? Or is it, like, fundamentally changing how we view relationships, ourselves even? What does it even mean to be human when this is possible?
Whoa. That's a lot to unpack.
It really is. And this tech, it's not slowing down. If anything, it's getting more, more integrated into everything.
So where do we go from here? I mean, how do we even start to wrap our heads around this?
We ask the tough questions. What about the legal stuff?
Yeah.
How do we use this responsibly? Can we, like, actually form bonds with something synthetic? Or are we kidding ourselves?
Yeah.
What are the lines we can't cross?
It's like we're living in a sci-fi movie, except it's not fiction, is it? Makes you wonder, what's next? Flying cars. Okay, probably not, but still.
Well, Axon Works might put out the Mark III fire, but they opened up this whole other can of worms. Ethically, I mean. And it's not just them, it's the whole...
It's bigger than all of us, right?
Yeah.
Like, what can we even do? Laws are so slow to catch up, and tech just keeps, doing its thing.
Yeah, but it's not just on the lawmakers or the companies, right? We have to be part of the conversation. Educated, informed, that's where it starts.
You've definitely given us, well, me at least, and hopefully everyone listening, a lot to think about. So where does this leave us?
We have to figure out where this fits into our lives,
Yeah.
as individuals, as a society. What are our limits, our boundaries? The Mark III is interesting, though. With the hair, I mean, it's like they're saying, hey, we can progress without, like, throwing out our values. Maybe he can even help us figure out what those values are, right?
So to everyone listening, as the line between, well, us and them gets blurrier, how do we deal with that? Is this the future of, intimacy? Or is it something even bigger? We want to know what you think. Hit us up on all the socials. The handles are in the show notes. And until next time, stay curious.